Welcome back, everybody. Time again for another episode of our community. We get to meet the members of the Hispanic community, the business community here in Orange County, powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, with the man, the only man that we call Mr. OC John Gutierrez.
Yes. Woo! Welcome, everybody, and let's wish everybody a happy new year, 2025. You guys are on our first show for 2025, the Orangewood Foundation. Of course, with us today, Samantha Bobila, Chief Development Officer, and Christina Lopez, Associate Director of Development of Operations. Welcome, ladies, to our show.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year. I think we just want to make sure your mic is good.
Let's get her mic up
Are
there.
you good? Move it up a little closer. Right there. You're good.
I turned down Christina's mic so far.
Wow. I don't even need a mic.
She hasn't even hit a mic. There is so much energy in this room.
There is.
I'm telling you, there are power outages everywhere in Southern California.
Except in here.
Not here today.
We want to wish everybody out there that's going through these difficult times the very best. And of course, our prayers are with all those families, and it's a difficult time. I know that when Christina arrived here with Sam, we were very blessed and thankful that there was no wind here. We were shocked.
Yeah, you guys have no wind.
In Irvine. And I know you guys came from Santa Ana. There was a lot of wind there.
It was
Pretty
terrible
windy
out there.
Which, of course, I said this is why they call it the Santa Ana winds.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need more sound on mine? I think.
You want more sound?
A little bit more. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So, first and foremost, I just want to take a little bit of time to get to know, of course, Samantha, who is the new Chief Development Officer at Orangewood
That's me.
Foundation. Yes. Aplauso. Que se oiga.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
Yes. And tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the viewers. And we'll talk a little bit, Christina, a little bit about, obviously, herself and the foundation and all of you, what you got going on. But we just want to get to know you first and foremost and welcome you to the community.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on your podcast. First things first, call me Sam.
Okay.
Samantha's my government name, so only when I'm in trouble or my mom can call me Samantha. So call me Sam, please. We're friends here. So I'm a born and raised Jersey girl, East Coast girl, and I came here to work at Orangewood Foundation. And I really fell in love with the mission of Orangewood. Everything that they do for the youth in Orange County really spoke to me. I grew up a daughter of Filipino immigrants, and so there is a strong connection and respect for taking care of your community and for others who may not have the opportunities for you. And so that was instilled in me when I was a really young girl growing up on the East Coast. And I've spent my entire career in the nonprofit sector. I got my start at a homeless shelter working with chronically homeless adults. And so the mission of Orangewood speaks to me very dearly. And so I now proudly call Orange County home. I've been here 2 months, and it's been really incredible to be a part of this community and to get to know everyone. You were one of the first people that welcomed me here, and I really appreciate that. I think it says a lot about the community here, about how everything is for each other. You're all super authentic and super real. So I'm really excited to make my impact here in Orange County and get to know folks.
I want to give a quick shout out to Martha because I know we ran into each other at a coffee shop in downtown Tustin, and that's when Martha introduced us. And of course, we're excited to have you as part of our community. As you all know, our show is called our Community Podcast Show for a reason, and that's because our chamber is very proud to hopefully provide a platform for people like yourselves, people like Christina, Orangewood Foundation, to share who you are, your story. Obviously, it's great to hear that you have that passion to make a difference in the community. And Orangewood Foundation is one of those organizations that is just doing so much in the community. Christina, if you don't mind sharing, I know you've been on the show before. If you want to share briefly yourself also, for those of you viewing for the first time, a little bit about yourself and also how you ended up at Orangewood. That would be great.
Yeah, so very similar to Sam. I've primarily just worked in the nonprofit space, and I think in college I started working in the nonprofit space, and I worked for a nonprofit called WHW where we partnered with Orangewood, and we had 2 events, and I remember I loved what Orangewood did, and I was like, one day I'm gonna go work there. So that one day came 4 years ago, and I've been at Orangewood for 4.5 years now. I love everything that we do here. Have been in the development department and have been able to grow so much with the organization. So I'm just excited for these upcoming years. We're currently working on our strategic plan, and we have some exciting things coming up. So yeah.
Let's share with our listeners and our viewers, what is Orangewood Foundation for those people that don't know? What is it? Whichever person wants to share a little bit about that, its mission or what the focus in or what's the goal is, right, with the Orangewood Foundation.
Yeah, happy to. So Orangewood has been around for 40 years and started out primarily working with youth in the foster care system. However, as the needs of the community grew, so did the scope of our services. And now we work with transitional age youth, so that's 16 to 24, maybe a little over 24, depending on their life circumstances. They may be involved in the foster care system, but they may not be. But a lot of the youth that we see are experiencing homelessness. Some have experienced trafficking. And the full suite of our services really addresses what the needs of those youth are. So we have housing, we have life skills and workforce development, we've got a drop-in center that provides, and we've got a scholarship and education program, and the full gamut of services for youth at any point during 16 to 24 years old that they might need support and services. And what I've really come to appreciate about Orangewood is the mission and how it's supporting the life that youth envision. And it's not, we're going to tell you what we think is best for you. It's, you're going to self-direct your life, and this is how we are going to help you do that. And I think that's super important, is that level of autonomy in a youth's life and having that, because I think that sets them up for them to thrive or succeed in whatever definition they want for themselves.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that I've heard and seen that's really impactful for me in what you all do is that a lot of people don't know out there that are not in this industry that after 18, it gets really difficult for some of these. They're still kids.
Yeah.
Even though you're an adult, right, in the world, you're left alone to now survive. And not having parents, right, or a support system out there in the world, it can be very scary. My son's going to be, he's going to graduate in 6 months and from high school, right? And he's 17, about to be 18. I can't imagine him just being out in the world all by himself without us there to support him or help him. And I think that's a huge critical role you guys play, because I just heard that you guys said it's from 16 to 24. That's interesting. Instead of, from 16 to 18. No, it's, you go beyond that age, right?
There's that really famous saying, it takes a village, right? And I think that's what Orangewood is for so many of these youth, is that we're the village for them, because like you said, some youth may not have a familial support network or friends and family that they can really rely on after they turn. Once you turn 18, that doesn't just make you an adult just because you're 18, and there's so many things that go into it. And I'm just really proud of the way Orangewood embraces that philosophy of serving youth.
Yeah, and I have to say, you guys put on some pretty amazing events. Some of the events I've attended, I'm just like, wow. Just who does all that? Is a whole team? Is there committees?
So we have our entire development team that oversees all of our events. We project out how much we expect to fundraise, how many sponsors we expect to come in, but that's a revolving, every year we have these certain events. We have several that are coming up. I know last time when I came on, we had talked about the Orangewood Challenge. That is also coming up. I should have brought you a box. I could challenge you again, because you did not participate last time, guys. I'm a little disappointed.
I'm scared.
You look a little bit fitter this time, so I will be challenging you, but that's going to be coming up on May 3rd. Such a fun event. We have it at...
What happens at that event for the listeners?
We torture everybody. I'm just kidding. No, I'm totally kidding. No, so they torture themselves by participating. I'm just kidding.
This is torture, listening to her trying to explain.
Think of it like Wipeout and American Ninja Warrior if they had a baby, what that looks like. And it's not bad at all. It actually used to be down in Catalina Island, and they would just have the helicopters and drop people in there, and it used to be like mountain bike riding and swimming and all of this fun stuff. Now it's just around the Newport Dunes, and there's a variety of courses that a team of 4 takes on, and you go around the course 3 times, 2 different courses, and then the winner wins a trophy, but there's also a fundraising winner. All the proceeds from this event come back to Orangewood and all of the services that we provide to our youth. Say you didn't want to participate, you're scared. which is valid. It's a scary time out there. I think you and Ruben should do it. Paul, I'm going to get you out there as well.
Ruben, John Amador.
John Amador, tell John.
John Amador.
It's happening.
Who else? Let me find somebody else.
Yeah, a team of 4. But say you're not in that space. Again, it is open for young people. We've had some of our teams that one of our board members, Harry, his son participated, and one of our other supporters, Bill Lyon, his son participated as well. They're both under 18, very young men, and they enjoyed it. They loved being able to do it with their parents, so you can bring one of your sons.
I think what's also important for everybody listening or viewing us, maybe for the first time learning about Orangewood, is this is also a great place for you to not only learn about Orangewood and its mission and everything that they're doing amazing in the community, but it's a great place to just enjoy yourself and network and meet new people. From what it seems, some of the events I've attended, they're just great events and just great energy, positive, and you're making a difference in the community. I think that itself, you guys provide a beautiful platform for people to go and really enjoy themselves at a fundraiser, right? Yeah. Because I think a lot of people have that fear of, oh, what's going to happen at a fundraiser? Am I going to be like put under the gun or under the pressure? Like, you're there to have fun. Yeah. And you guys always have like just a great environment, great food. The event I attended, was it in Dana Point or something like that?
The Ritz.
The Ritz.
Yeah.
What an event.
Oh my gosh. So with that, save the date. This year we have Kenny Smith. Are you familiar with Kenny Smith?
The basketball TNT announcer.
Yep. So he will be the speaker at our event for the 44 Scholarship Luncheon. This year we actually, and had to take note of that because we moved it. This year it's going to be at the Irvine Marriott. So save the date for April 4th.
More down the street from us.
Yeah,
even better.
Down the street. Come out. We have sponsorship opportunities if you guys wanted to get your company out there, if your name out there, but also coming in as one of our guests. So I will send you all the information on that. We don't have a link up to register, but we would love to have you guys there.
Yeah, I was very moved by the young lady that spoke that day about her life and just what Orangewood had done for her, and just Hispanic young lady.
She was one of our staff, yeah.
Was she? Okay. Yeah, just her story was very moving. And it was just beautiful to see. Aside from that, it was just a great event. Kudos to your team. It was just great to see the fundraising. Wow, everybody's just stepping up to help out for a good cause.
What's the biggest need for kids transitioning? Is it just mentorship? Is it opportunity to try something? Is it getting out of a bad environment? Or I don't know what. It's been a while since since I was that age. What are they facing? What's the challenge?
I think the biggest challenge that our youth are facing, it's really homelessness. Orange County, as we all know, is a very affordable housing is very hard to come by. And when you think about, if you're like, say 19 years old and you're just coming in and out of the foster system and you don't have a village behind you, you're trying to find an affordable place to rent. You're trying to just get off the streets. It's really difficult. And so I think the biggest challenge is really finding stable housing. Christina mentioned our strategic plan, 5-year strategic plan that's coming out. A big part of that is going to be addressing housing, because we are seeing that in recent years, that's what our youth really need. Just think about it, just on a fundamental level. If you don't have a safe space to call your own, what do you have?
Yeah. And I think it's also important for people out there to understand how it's defined. I learned that last year. Homelessness is defined in many different ways or layers. I was speaking to the mayor of Santa Ana one day, and she said to me that Santa Ana has one of the highest homelessness, I guess, percentage-wise for kids. And I said, really? I don't, like, what do you mean? And she said, and she described to me what falls under that category. And she said, if you don't have your own place to sleep, your own bed, if you don't have your own room, if you don't have a place to study, right? You don't think of things like that. You think that just because somebody lives under a home, but you don't realize that apartment can be tiny. And this young woman or young man, they don't have a place to sleep other than maybe the floor or the couch or whatever it may be, small houses or something, right? It also provides environments that are not very healthy, right, for these young people. How can you study, right? How can you survive and compete at everybody else's level if you're not being provided the same resources and support systems, right? So it's interesting how homeless is also defined, right? A lot of people, I don't think, understand that sometimes.
Yeah.
That they think right away, you're living only in a car kind of situation,
right?
Out in the streets or something. They don't realize that there's more to it. It's living under the poverty line, right? Low income. And I'm sure you guys hear and see that all the time.
Yeah.
What's the goal this year then? What's the future of Orangewood, hopefully in the next year? Aside from we'll hit a lot of these events that are coming up, right? What is the goal? What is the next step, you think?
So like we have talked about, is we're currently working through our strategic plan for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So we're in talks, we're having discussions about what that looks like, what we want to do, both as a development department, as programs, and how much of an impact we want to make on the youth that we serve and in the community. And I know one of the areas that we're really focusing on, just a portion of that, is getting out in the community. And I think the partnership that we've built with you guys, with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, has really shed light on, we need community supporters like you guys. And just since the last podcast that we were on, now having that partnership with Julie in the city of Santa Ana and so many others.
Shout out to Julie.
So shout out to Julie.
Good people. Good people.
We love Julie. But even locally, some of the businesses that will provide us with other resources, they've come in and done workshops for us, and using their skill set that way, is they're experts in insurance or car sales or any of those that our youth want to learn about, and being able to tap into our networks and have that be beneficial for both of us as well as for the youth is great.
I know, give me a second, Paul. I know you mentioned earlier, Sam, that workforce development, that is a word, or words that we've been hearing a lot across the board in different organizations, different businesses. Workforce development is something that is such a key thing right now, because there's just not enough people out there to work certain particular jobs. So developing these current young, I want to say leaders, I don't want to say kids, because once you're 18, like, how can we help you transition into a job opportunity, maybe through the chamber with our businesses that are part of us? How can we help you find an opportunity, whether it starts with an internship to eventually something else, right? A lot of it starts more like on a mentorship level, right? Workforce development wise, how can we help you guys? Is it helping your youth get involved with maybe our youth chamber? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we do have a program. I don't know if you want to share about.
We have Lion Workforce Academy, which is a program that takes youth who are trying to enter into a specific role or trade, and we work with businesses and corporations, and I think it's a year-long placement to get them trained up to that, so they feel comfortable, they have the skills, they have the tools and the resources to be successful in those jobs. And so the Lion Workforce Academy is one program, but there are also, your members are from many different industries, big businesses, big and small. It also could start something as simple as inviting us to do a lunch and learn with your employees, for us to talk about our different programs and learn where you might fit in with Orangewood. There's just many ways to jump in, and I think that's what's so great. And I think it just goes back to what Christina was saying about just what's our goal is just getting out there and meeting you all in the community and seeing how we can help each other.
And I think for those of us, obviously, that have been with the chamber for a long time, those of you viewing, listening, whenever you hear this or watch this show, please feel free to leave a message, leave a comment. If you know of a business, or you own your own business, and you're looking for that young talent or somebody that's been developed with good skills, this is a great opportunity right here with Orangewood Foundation. It's important that you let us know how we can connect you with them, so we can help your business or your organization, whatever it is you're doing in the community, how we can bridge that gap between a great foundation that's developing young leaders to obviously you who owns a business out there and needs them, because there shouldn't be a gap for us to try to find people to opportunities and jobs, right? That is, for us as a chamber, that is something that's one of our goals, part of economic development. That's part of our chamber mission statement, right? Providing education in the community, right? Things like that. And so we want to make sure that we're there to support you, bridging that gap.
And I do want to share one cool thing about this program is, say you have an employee that's not from Orangewood and it's a difficult employee and you're just like, I don't want to fire them, but I don't know how to really work with them. With this specific program, we have Tina Lee, who works specifically with the person that works at the company. And then we have another staff member that works directly with the youth. So anytime that you might be experiencing issues with that youth, we have that staff person that is able to work and guide that youth to be able to confront some of the issues that they might be facing, and then working with you guys. And then we also do provide trauma-informed trainings to your companies. So we are currently looking for partners. If you guys are interested, we'd love to give you more information, bring you on out to Orangewood so that you can get more details about this and see if that's a good fit for you guys.
So on that note, do you normally do like tours or something? Or
So I'm actually really excited, and I brought this because I didn't remember the date, but it's January 23rd. We're actually having an open house. It is from 8:30 to 11, so it is a big chunk of time. But if you are free, we will be going through all of our programs, giving you details about everything that we do, way more in depth than what you would get on a typical tour. But say that doesn't work for you and you do want to stop by the foundation, we have tons of opportunities. We'd love to give you a tour and show you our kitchen. We just had Sylvia, who's one of our new board members, come to the kitchen with Paula and Maria Cervantes not that long ago. We'd love
all
to
members of our chamber.
Yes, all members of the chamber, but we would love to plug you guys in, and usually that first step is having a conversation with us and seeing how we can plug you in or how we can plug your company in. We can do a tour and then we go have coffee at Hidden House, or I can take you to lunch. We can go to Chapter 1. I told you I was going to throw Chapter 1 in there. Hey. But no, we would love to see how we can work together to better work with our community and work with the youth, and also meet your guys' goals, your philanthropic goals.
And again, that was January
23rd,
January
8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Again, we'll have coffee, we'll have pastries, you'll get to meet tons of our staff. We do have a whole outline here of all of the time slots of the different programs we'll be going through. I'll send that over to you as well.
This is great.
Yeah, we would love to invite you guys out. If you're interested and you have any questions, maybe you can't come the whole time, shoot me an email. I'll give John my email. But it's C.Lopez at Word. I know. He told me not to call him Johnny.
Youth Connected Program. That's great. Youth Connected Program Tour. Again, folks, this is all about learning about this great foundation. And for those of you that don't know where this is, Ballpark, it's in Santa Ana on 17th Street.
Yep.
Between Tustin and what's the other? I don't know. Grand, right? Over there. Great foundation. Come out and take a tour. Come out on this event, on this day. Learn about the foundation. Learn about what they're doing, because at the end of the day, they're doing so much good in the community. Paul, I know you had a question.
I asked what the one thing youth need. What's the one thing you need? Is it just more money? Is it more partners? Is it more...
A little bit of it all?
It's all.
Yeah, it's all. We need you. We're going to be at the open house. You're all invited to come. Don't be shy. Come say hi to us. But it's really about we need you. We can't do this work together, and we shouldn't do it alone. So we need you, and we can find a way for you to fit in.
Yes. And most importantly, folks, let's remember, the more we invest back into our community, right, the more it's going to benefit our community in return. Because I've always looked at it that way. I've always looked at it as these are young people that are eventually going to be around my kids, right? They're going to work together. They're going to live within these surrounding areas. You know, as a father of two boys, I look at it as people are always like, you're everywhere. You're at all these events. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm investing into my community.
Yeah.
I have boys. I'm a father. We have kids, me and my wife. I want my boys to be around good people.
Yeah.
And so what better than to invest into our community? And so why not donate? Some of you may not be able to participate, but if you can donate, write a check, make a donation, and they can go to your website for stuff like that, right?
Yeah, definitely. And then I do want to highlight just conversations that we've had before is, say you don't have capacity to donate, but you have a company and you sell food. We are always taking food in. We do have a trunk or treat every year where we do bring out community partners. I think we talked about this recently. Yeah. So say you have a taco truck and you want to donate some tacos. That is helpful to us. Pizzas, bring out some pizzas. You can buy the pizzas. You can give us the pizzas. We'll promote your guys' businesses as well. So there's tons of ways that you guys can give back. And again, that's through conversations with you. And maybe it's not through anything monetary, but you want to come in and, again, do an ILP workshop and share your expertise with our youth. We are looking for people that look like our youth. And that's the Hispanic community. Is a lot of our youth are Hispanic.
It's interesting you mentioned pizzas. And by the way, it's lunchtime. One of the collaborations we're looking to do with them is our friend from Johnny's Bronx Pizza, who's down the street. We're going to go meet with them this week, right? So that's a perfect example of somebody who, through the chamber, we hope you all can meet, collaborate, and he can help support, whether it's through food or whatever it may be, right? I call him Ismael, who's also from New York. And so this Johnny Bronx Pizza, he's off of PCH, who's been on our show, he's somebody who we're hoping to help collaborate. So to Christina's point, yes, if you have a taco business or whatever business you have, you know, a restaurant, food always helps put on events. And it's a big savings because food is expensive, right? Anytime you're trying to do an event, you need food, you need drinks, anything like that people can donate. So you can help out that way too. Paul, did you have another question?
She keeps talking about more coffee. I don't think any of these people need more coffee. I'm just saying.
I do want to do a quick need that we do have right now. So as I did mention, Sylvia, Paula, and Maria, they came into the kitchen and they volunteered and they served. So we are currently looking for volunteers right now. We actually don't have any volunteers for the month of January.
Wow.
So we do have the kitchen.
What's a volunteer do?
So we have our kitchen. So it's a max of 8 people and you serve lunch. So you can either come in, it could be a team building activity where you guys are cooking together, but sometimes we don't like to cook and that's okay. You guys can order food and serve the youth. And it's a great way to get to see our youth, get to have conversations with the youth that we serve. So if you're interested in volunteering, come on by. Don't come on by. Email us first.
Just show up.
Don't just show up.
Just walk in.
But it's Monday through Friday that we have lunch, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays that we also need volunteers for dinner. So that's an easy way to get involved. And if you love to cook or you have family that likes to cook or friends that want to come cook, we definitely want to welcome
John's
you.
a good cook.
John, I didn't know that.
I'm horrible.
Okay, so maybe you buy the food.
The only thing I can cook is I throw in that Eggo in that toaster. It pops up, you know.
You know what? Your wife knows how to cook. I've seen your Instagram stories.
She's amazing.
I think you need to bring her.
Yes, my wife, shout out to her. She makes some good food. We were just having pozole last night.
Ah, pues, you got to bring some.
So some of these kids, do they like love stuff like that? Like pozole? If we make a big pot of pozole or something?
I think they
What do you
would.
think?
So
or bondiga soup maybe?
Eso, let's have it all.
I mean, because soup is so in the cold weather right now.
Yeah.
It's so nice, right?
They get a lot of pasta, so we try to stray away from that.
Yeah.
Let's be creative with some of the food that we're bringing in.
This is good to know.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, what kind of food would be good for people listening or viewing?
Get creative.
Yeah.
I'll come down and get some too. I'll be your taste tester.
Say, oh, this is awful.
Right.
This is what happens when you have a show at lunchtime. Right?
We're hungry.
People are hungry. Every time we have a restaurant here, Paul gets mad at them if they don't bring food.
Oh, I can understand that though.
Yeah.
Paul's like, you didn't bring any food?
Absolutely. They talk about the food. They get us all excited, but no
taste test?
No soup for you.
How about things like donuts? If somebody just says, hey, we just want to donate like some donuts, they can go buy boxes of donuts, drop them off to you guys.
Yeah.
Something as simple as that.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking in terms of easy for people to in the area to help out. Right?
Can I tell you a funny story? You've had him on the show, I believe, Bill Bracken's Kitchen.
Yes.
I've been with Bill.
Yeah.
Great guy. And here he was, this chef at some fancy hotel, I think the Peninsula up in Beverly Hills or something.
Yeah.
And so when he starts volunteering, he says, I'm going to go to all the big hotels. I'm going to get what they don't do. He didn't realize it's filet mignon, it's lobster, it's other things, it's leftover. So he thought, great, I'll take it. I'm making it something. I'll bring it to the kids and people in Santa Ana. And they went, yuck, what is this? I've never tasted lobster. I don't even know what this is. Can't you make peanut butter and jelly? And I'm getting really... So this whole idea that what do kids eat, they only eat what they know.
Yeah.
And that may not be really healthy for them or good for them here. So donuts may not be the answer. Maybe give them something more nutritious. Give them a vegetarian meal.
But also something that's quick. And donuts, we had donuts in the office earlier. It's sitting on my desk right now. I didn't have time to eat it. I'm so excited about that.
No, I just think in terms of different donors, right? People that are super busy, but they're in the area, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are in a great, easy access location. You're on 17th Street. It's like you just pull up there, and I know that area because we go to Tutu Fresco once in a while to eat there with the kids.
I love that place.
We go to we'll go to just the area there. There's a lot of local restaurants that we go support that are part of us, and so it's really easy, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I wonder if things like that people can donate and help out.
And outside of food, there's hygiene kits that we do give out on a regular basis to the youth. So dropping off some of that, we just had a huge donation.
Like toothbrushes and toothpaste and things like that?
Yeah,
Shampoo,
like yesterday we got
conditioner.
shampoo and conditioner from Amica.
Yeah.
Tons of boxes, and they're like huge at Sephora and Ulta.
Yeah.
They donated pallets to us, which is fabulous.
Yeah, incredible.
Wow, that's so cool.
Full-size stuff.
So if you got something you think the kids might need, talk to these folks. Maybe they can use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is great. I know we've run out of time, but
No,
we
Paul
have-
said,
We're
Paul
going
said
for
I had another half hour.
But that was to talk about other things here, right?
so
I want to know what happened to her show. She was going to do
I
a
know.
show
I
there.
was going to do my own podcast.
all right, let's stay on time.
I'll bring you on, Johnny.
Again, folks, Orangewood Foundation. If you want to donate, if you want to support, if you want to help out such a good cause.
Or you want to know what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. And what is your website?
OrangewoodFoundation.org.
.org. Okay, there you go, Orangewood. And I know you could also go to the Instagram, the social media. You can see a lot of great stuff they're doing in the community. I know that you mentioned Maria Cervantes, Paula, some of our members of our chamber.
Sylvia, our new board member. Yes. Shout out to Sylvia. Woo woo.
I know that I saw the photos. It was really nice to see them in the kitchen there making the food.
I was upset that you weren't there.
I didn't even know about it.
I cried a little bit.
Nobody invited me. Nadie me dijo. I'm like, I'm ready.
All right, I'm inviting you now.
I will say I'm not a very good cook, but I'm great at cleaning. I love to clean.
Perfect.
That's my wife. Like when I'm like, that's my therapy.
You are volunteering
I
to
love to
clean.
Wow, he likes to clean.
I love to sweep and like
Oh my goodness.
Okay, wow. Okay,
vacuum
this is-
When can you start?
clean counters.
We'll take that.
We have many witnesses
Yes.
for this right now.
Now, I will say there's certain things I don't think I'm very good at washing dishes and things like that. But,
Wow.
But
So
like,
now we're backing out.
Okay. I'm just here to sweep.
but I'm here to sweep and mop, and that was one of my first jobs as a kid. In fact, it's funny we talking about these young kids. At 16 years of age, I worked at the corner liquor store where I grew up, and I remember that was my job. Right, my simple task was: you're gonna come in, you're in high school, I was a sophomore, junior in high school, and your job is to sweep, mop at the end of the night, stock everything. And so that was just my, and then when I had free time, I had to help.
And if I remember the story correctly, you told us once before, you came in and did it so quickly and so efficiently. The other employees said, slow down.
The owner of the
Show off.
Yeah, the owner of the store was like, you're like, it's okay. You're here like 3-4 hours. You don't have to do it all in 1 hour. Like, slow down.
Space it out.
Yeah, space it out. But I can tell you that speaking from those years in my life as a 16-year-old kid, having that opportunity, having a job. I'm a kid from Santa Ana. I was born and raised on Highland and Flower. I'm one of these kids that you guys are impacting, right? Those moments in your life play such a huge role. To be able to be put in an opportunity to work somewhere with somebody here listening, viewing, be mentored by somebody, be mentored by you guys. Just being able to given those opportunities, right? It makes a huge difference in your life because years later in your life, you don't forget those moments.
Oh, you don't.
Right?
Yeah.
They impact you. You remember those moments. And I think that let's just make sure that everybody viewing and listening understands that what they're doing at Orangewood Foundation, it's not just for the kids today. This is going to impact them for many years to go. And so thank you guys. Really, thank you for what you're doing. I know you guys get caught up in the whole events and fundraising, this and that. But I don't know if people in the area take the time to thank you guys like for what you're doing and your staff and the rest of the others. And kudos to everybody else as part of the team because yes, it takes a village, but it also takes special people to do what you're doing. Not everybody can do what you're doing. I know Paul's mentioned many times, of course, he adopted his daughter, Paul.
Yeah.
So he understands what it's like to be a foster parent, Paul.
It's hard to understand how little some of these people have. My daughter was raised by wolves, I always say. She didn't have any guidance, anybody around, anything. She was just on her own. And impacted her in so many ways that she's still dealing. She's now in her 30s, has her own kids and stuff. She lived a day-to-day existence, and she still struggles about tomorrow or next year. She lives for the moment because all she was trying to do is get through today.
Right.
So I do want to go off that really quick. If you are interested in fostering, we do have a really cool program that you actually highlighted when you read my little open house thing here. But we do have our Youth Connected program with the dorms that are at Samueli Academy.
That's right. You talked about that last on the show.
Great program. And this is really good for those that are considering fostering. Maybe you're not fully ready to dive right on in, but this is a cool program. The youth live on campus. So Monday through Friday, they live on campus. We have staff there that are there with them. And then we are looking for resource parents to be parents to them on the weekends or on holidays or during vacations. So if that's something that you're interested in, also let us know and we'll connect you with our YCP program staff and see if that's a good fit for you guys and for us.
Such a great program because it gives these young kids an opportunity to be around a family, right? It's one thing to be at a school, be around other kids, but it's another thing to be around a family
Exactly.
and experience the setting of sitting at a table and eating with the family. People don't realize something so simple like that could be so impactful.
Y somos Latinos. We love having big families. So bring them on into your family and treat them as one of your own.
Sam is Filipino.
I feel like I'm an honorary.
Yeah. She'll bring that empanadas.
She learned Spanish for today.
Is it pancé or something, right?
Pancit is our noodles, but lumpias are fried egg rolls that people love.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Again with the food. We're talking more food.
We're back.
Okay, no more food.
No food.
Thank you all for being on the show. Samantha, of course, Christina, thank you all for what you do. Again, everybody, please support. Go to the foundation, of course, orangewoodfoundation.org, and support this such a great organization. And we wish you guys all the best. And anything we could do for you, we're here for you. And again, welcome to California, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Paul Roberts.
Call us.
There you have it, folks. Our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where our community is your community. Thank you all for tuning in.